Hi, this is Kevin Trainer, and welcome to my tutorial demo on how to complete and submit your My Guitar Shop exercises. If you're watching the demo, you're in one of my database courses, and we're using the Merock MySQL book, second edition. And the exercises that I've assigned are not the ones that are published in the textbook itself. The ones that are in the textbook itself, the solutions for those are available in the material that we download from the publisher's website. So there's a companion set of exercises and called My Guitar Shop exercises, and I'm having you do those. And so the text for the exercises themselves I'm publishing on our weekly schedule. There is a companion database called My Guitar Shop Database that you need to install, and I've created a tutorial demo for that called Install My Guitar Shop Database. So if you haven't done that yet, then you probably want to back up and get that done. So now you're ready to do the first of the My Guitar Shop exercises, probably related to Chapter 3, because that's where I begin to assign them. And so the question is, how are you going to organize your work and package your work up to submit it? And, well, here we go. So I'm working in my Windows virtual machine. Typically when I do my work, I do it on my Mac. But in either place, we have a directory called Documents that we can open up, okay? And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a directory within Documents that is going to hold all of our homework submissions, okay? So let's do this. Let's create a new folder. And I usually put a bunch of underscores on top to get it to sort to the top. Okay, and I'm gonna call it MGS for My Guitar Shop underscore exercise submissions. Okay. Going to call it that. And now, for each of the chapters that we're going to have, we're going to want to create its own directory. So, for instance, typically the first two chapters that I assign exercises for are chapters 3 and 4. And what I want to have is a directory here that has an appropriate name. And here are the things that I need in the name. I need your name, and I need the name of the assignment. And why is that? Well, because I download a whole bunch of these from the learning management system, and I don't want all of them to be coming down with the same directory name, because then they collide with each other. Okay? So I don't want your chapter 3 exercises to collide with the chapter 3 exercises of another student, and I don't want your chapter 3 exercises to collide with your chapter 4 exercises. So generally speaking, here's how I'd like you to name them. Start with your last name. In my case, it's Trainer, Trainor, underscore your first name, Kevin, underscore, and then I'm going to say chapter, and then I typically use 03 for 3 because I want them to sort in order. And of course, we get up to chapters 12, 13, 14, 15. And if we haven't used 03, they're not going to sort just the way it was. So I'm going to say chapter 03. And I'm going to say, call it My Guitar Shop, MGS Exercises. Okay? So now, when I submit this, I'm going to have to zip it up to submit it. I'm going to have exactly what I need. All right, that's all I need in this directory so far. So why don't we hide that? And let's go to MySQL Workbench and get that open. We want to open a connection. All right. Now, I'm not going to do the real exercises that I assign for chapter 3, but I want to give you what I want to do is to show you how I'd like you to name the files and how I'd like you to save them in that directory. Okay, so let's find a pretty easy file. Sorry about that. Table. About the customers table. Okay, so one of the things we're going to learn how to do is how to do a pretty easy select for the customers table. So let's say select asterisk all columns from customers. Okay. And even better, a practice that I'd like you to follow is always at the beginning of your script have a use statement that identifies the database that it's for. So, let's go back and put a blank line at the beginning. And let's say use my underscore guitar underscore shop. Okay? Now let's go up to the toolbar here and use this pretty printer beautifier to get things all looking the right way. Okay, and that looks good. So it left the use just like I had it. It doesn't seem to want to prettify uses, but the select is in the pretty format that we like. Okay, now let's run this with the lightning bolt icon on the left, which means it either runs all the statements in the script, which is what we want, or if you've highlighted something, only what you've highlighted. So we definitely don't want to highlight something and then do that. We want to make sure that we don't have any text selected and then click on the left lightning bolt. And this looks like it's done a pretty good job. Okay. Now this is just really an arbitrary script, so we could see one that actually ran. So now when I'm satisfied with it, okay, I want to save it. So how do I want to save it? Well, there's a lot of ways to save, but the most direct way would be to go up to the menu in the workbench, click on File, Save Script As, and let's go looking for that directory that we created. Well, let's see, Documents, MGS Exercise Submissions. Here's my directory for Chapter 3. Okay, and what do I want to call this? Well, it's going to get the .sql extension just because that's the default for this product. So what I want you to do is I want you to name the exercise. Now, it could be that the exercise said that you ought to call your script something other than that, but it's a lot easier for me to grade your work if you name it having to do with the exercise. So what I usually like is EX underscore 01, exercise 01, and save it. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so let's say we go on to exercise 2, for which we probably need a new SQL editor tab. So let's click on this icon over here. And let's say that we want to, we would like to see all the data in products. Okay, so let's do this again. Let's say use My Guitar Shop. I bet I could just click on that. I can't. How about that? Wonder if I could do auto completion. No, doesn't do auto completion for that either. So you're just going to have to do use My Guitar Shop, semicolon. Okay. And let's select all the columns from products. Select asterisk from products, semicolon. It's always a good practice to end your SQL statement with a semicolon. Now, technically, or hyper-technically, the semicolon is a separator. So it doesn't really technically terminate this statement. But if you treat it like it does, you'll always be in good shape. Okay? So you typically only need semicolons if you have a multi-line script. But if you follow the practice that I'm recommending here, of beginning with the use and then having whatever comes after, you're always going to have a multi-line script. So I think that the best practice is always put a semicolon at the end of the statement. You'll always be safe that way. Okay, so we don't have any text highlighted. Let's click on the left lightning bolt. And here we have all the product information. Looks good. Okay. And of course, we're going to want to save this. So let's pretend, even though this is not true, this is not really exercise 02. Let's pretend that it is. So I'm going to go up to the menu, say File, Save Script As, and then I'm going to call that EX underscore 02. All right, so let's say we do all the exercises and we're done with the work. Well, then we're ready to zip it up and hand it in. Okay. Let's close Workbench. And let's bring back our Windows Explorer and let's look at this directory that has the proper name for the Chapter 03 exercises. And you can see that we have an ex01.sql and ex02.sql, just what we want. So let's go back up a level. And what we want to do is we want to turn this into a zip file. Now, depending upon what operating system you have, there are a lot of ways to turn things into a zip file. Remember that I'm saying zip file, not a zip7 file, not a .rar file, just the plain old mom and pop .zip file. Okay, so here I'm going to right click and I'm going to, I thought I used to be able to do this. Oh, send to compress zip folder, and there it is, right there. So there's the zip file that I want to submit. So when I look at this directory that has my submissions, I'm going to have a directory that is unzipped, and then I'm going to have a zip file by the same name. I'm going to want to submit the zip file. Okay, where do I submit it to? Well, each coding assignment has a submission activity in the learning management system. So for courses I'm teaching at UWM, like I am this semester, that's going to be in D2L. So you're going to look for a D2L Dropbox. For courses that I'll be teaching at Illinois, we're going to be using Moodle. Okay, so it'll be a Moodle assignment submission activity. Okay, for courses that I'll eventually teach somewhere else, well, it may be some third learning management system. But what are you going to submit? You're going to submit this properly named zip file. And then you're good to go. Now, it may seem like this is a lot of a tedium in terms of organizing it exactly the same way. But we do a lot of exercises, and I have quite a few students, and we download tremendously high numbers of your exercise submissions, and to have a workflow that is manageable, we really need to get your work in this kind of format. It can cut the grading time in half. Okay, you have no idea what it's like to download one of these assignments and to have immediately lost all information about which student it's for and which assignment it is, or to get into the interior of the work and to not have a clear idea about which exercise each of the scripts is for. So yeah, it's tedious, but a little care goes a long way, and we appreciate your help. So that's it. You should be ready to do your assignment and organize it the right way and submit it the right way, and you ought to be all started. So I'm going to say bye until next time. Bye-bye.